Greetings. Thanks for joining us. Alright, this will be alien disclosure, what's to come. And yeah, this is it's not going to be gloom and doom, but at least will give you another idea of what to expect. I wanted to glance into that yesterday a little bit. But I'll go into a little bit more. I only have so much time. I have to get up like super early tomorrow, and I'm really looking forward to it. My whole night got shot. Jeez. So, thank you. Work situation. So, I'll be back on track tomorrow. Hopefully, it'll be okay energy-wise. It's going to be a long day. As for alien disclosure, basically, there's like different scenarios. And I did something on a video which is very interesting. Not criticizing me, I don't know what exists. I don't really care if I did or not. But there's interesting they're saying about Archons, how when the ships do arrive and they'll be all peaceful and positive. And that is obviously that is true, but there's also another side of it. I'll have to go into this more in the future too, later on, because there is going to be a positive, but there are going to be others that aren't. Are going to claim that they are, such as, oh look, Bashar's here. Everything's going to be fine. Let's all go to him. It ends up being a bunch of reptilians getting ready, you know, and you're just going to be dinner, basically. So that is fourth dimension too. Now, not everything is as you see. Now, in our reality, we are bombarded by telemarketers. It's one way of looking at it. They say, oh, we're really nice, and end up being, oh, can you pay this or do that or whatever it is, some kind of scam. Aliens do that too in a different way. So, of course, in our society, it's easy to jump on the bus and go follow whoever, especially in some of these alien cults on the online. I'm not gonna go into names. Some of them are like a hive mind, and they're gonna follow whoever. I'm gonna call it cult because it pretty much is, and that's not always due by the people running it. It's just by the mentality of those that are in it. So it's not necessarily those that are running it. They want to just help humanity. They don't realize that people are turning into zombies within the spiritual community. That's not all. There's so certain ones, let's put it that way, where they just feel like, oh, we have all the knowledge, we're super smart. Oh, there's the aliens that we're connected to go to them, end up to be somebody else. But that's too late. You already got connected to them. Yeah, it's like a vampire. It's like you invite them in, and it's not going to be pleasant. Not to say this is going to be, well, it's going to be there, here, and there. So basically, the idea, basically, when the Pleiadians come here, they're going to be protecting us, but they can't protect us always. Some are just going to go off into the jungles and not, you know, oh, I'll be fine, it'll be alright. I want to connect to these beings instead, and to be not so friendly. So, just to give you, yeah, it's not all going to be, yeah, they haven't given me full details of how that's going to go, but definitely that's what's going on, because some are giving away their power to channelers and expecting all of this, have high expectations, and it's all entertainment, it's all this and that. You know, we know what kind of shoes aliens wear, what kind of water they drink, and all of that. You know, wow, I have all this knowledge, I'm so special. And, you know, there's other stuff to it that, I don't know, some of that stuff, that some of the beings that do that stuff, they don't really want you to grow spiritually, from what I see. The idea is to open up, you know, find your own answers, and of course, with a channeler, you know, for channelers like myself to get more clarity, to open up more, to take what you already have and expand on it. That's the whole idea of it. Well, at least what I do. And yeah, a lot of stuff I do publicly is very cryptic, actually. They don't go into a whole lot of detail sometimes before. But they're just showing that we're here, sharing their energies, and give you a basic message, basically. Because there's a lot of other stuff, obviously, that I don't want to go into. And also to keep me out of trouble, too, because I basically, when I go to the channel, I just allow them to say whatever they say. If they're not going to say anything all that exciting, that's just the way it is. Just, I mean, I'll leave it open, but it's not really my. I think it's obvious to protect me, basically. Because there's a lot of stuff in my mission that I can't go into, because I don't know. And so, yeah, no, this is like, this is high level stuff, basically. So when they give you a message like watered down, it's there for a reason. It's like, are these people really ready for it? No. Depends. It depends. You can see through the lines, or basically they're just kind of just entertaining you, let you know that we're here, but that's about it. I don't really have anything to say to you, really. So just try to bring enlightenment to you, but that's about it. You got to figure things out on your own. And sometimes it's best not to figure things out. It depends on what it is, depending on where you are going. Because we go into disclosure stuff, it gets really, strange. So that's why. There's other channels out there for entertainment or what. I mean, they're for soul expansion, talk about chakras, and that's good. I mean, whatever. But there's other stuff here that the idea is to grow on your own and to, see what you're picking up on. And notice there are many blockages for a reason. Not necessarily that to stop you from getting information, but also it's to keep you safe. You'd be surprised. I'm serious. You'd be surprised. You can connect to stuff you really should not be connected to and get attacked. I've been attacked, not in that way, but I guess you can say I know better not to go there. But I've had attacks in astral, so yeah, it's almost similar to that. So I'm not, because some people here want all the details of what's going on, and you really can't have that, really. So that's what I'm getting. That's what I get from them. At a certain point, yes. But not entirely. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff out here that is not safe. There's a lot. I mean, you see the energies of this world. There's some alien beings that you don't want to mess with. So, and that'll eventually go into basically like those beings basically say, "Oh look, it's Bashar. Oh, we can go to him. Everything will be fine." When disclosure happens, it ends up being somebody else or whoever else, you'd be surprised. So, and that's going to happen from what it feels like. Some are just going to think, oh, we have all the knowledge, we know everything, so we'll be fine, and end up being connecting to something not very friendly. And once you're in there, it's not pleasant. At least I got a glimpse of it, and it's not pleasant at all. And the Nordics are known to do this. That's why, like when the Pleiadians do show up, people are going to be scared of them. So, there's that. There's going to be ones that you can trust, those you can't trust. I mean, it's like, it's like World War III. I mean, it's like, you don't know what the, it's like aliens go away. It's like, jeez, it's like, so there's that. But I believe when they do come here, they'll be assisting, but then there'll be others, and then things are going to get weird. So that's what I'm getting. So some will say it's a blessing, some will say it's a curse, but then the energies of our world is not exactly going in the best direction. So it's hard to say, but I believe contact is on its way. I felt a reptilian around me putting their hand on me, so in a positive way. So that was interesting. Just felt this energy is here. I'm trying to sleep. It's like, and I'm feeling this hand on me, which is, I think it was very positive actually. So yeah, some weird stuff. We're going in the right direction, basically. It's going to be strange. That's for sure. Yeah, I believe alien contact. Some are going to follow their ego and do their ego stuff. Like I have all the knowledge and get to connect to beings that aren't good. So it's just that's part of the process. How do you learn? How do you learn? Well, that's how you learn. So that's how it works. So that's where it gets tricky. That's where, and even channeling, that's where it gets tricky too, because you don't even know who the hell you're channeling half the time. I mean, I believe for the most part I'm channeling who I think I'm channeling, but then again, you never know. There are some, I've had connections of, I think for the most part I'm fine. Connected to I did a channeling for somebody that was in Egypt, and I connected to somebody that was not Yeshua, and I think it was part of the jinn or something like that. I'm not sure what it was, but they don't want them to grow at all, so that didn't go too well. So it goes, yeah, those people are under attack, major attack, and you see, look, it's a spiritual attack. So that one I know for sure wasn't right. It probably might have been others in the past too, depending on what, you know. Nothing's perfect, but yeah, but those that are channelers that are very trusted, connected beings that are not who they say they are. I'm not going to mention names either, but they can get away with it because people are like. Anyway, I'm not going to name names, but I've already named names enough. You'd be surprised. And people aren't going to, oh, it's that such and such that comes through all the time. Oh, everything's fine. Comes in through all the time. It'll be somebody else. So, there's that. And some are unsuspecting because they always, it sounds like the same being, but so there's stuff like that. So, it's basically to keep us from going forward. Yeah, it's tough here. It's a tough world. It's a war zone, and I believe that happens more often than I mean, I try to protect myself. I think for the most part, I connect to beings that are right, but sometimes some other ones might come in. So who knows? I don't have 100% of what's going on. They say basically they say who they are before they come in. But other beings, anyway, when you're getting attacked, you usually kind of know. So, but not always. So yeah, it's tough. It's hard. It's a hard. Like yeah, I connected to Metatron. Now that was Metatron a while ago, but he was going through something. This is several months ago. He felt like it wasn't the same Metatron because he lost his power. Wasn't as powerful as it was, but it's coming to get healed. So that was one that definitely I remember in some shape or form. So it does happen, but you know, you probably your positive energies. That's why, and those that want you to fail will attack you. That's what makes being in this spot sucks. It's like when people want you to fail, they're going to attack you, their energies, and the webinars or wherever or here. Or where, I mean, it just happens. They just want you to they want to shut you down. They want to control it. That does happen. So if you want to get a lame duck message, you're going to get a lame duck message. And you'd be surprised how many get that because of what they're doing. They want to prove that you're wrong and all that, and they can't shut you down. They can't screw with you. Easily. It happens. Yeah. They say they're not channeling this and da-da-da-da-da. It's just, being in this spot is not as wonderful as it's not. It sucks. It's good, but it also sucks. And then it has its ups, it has its downs. It's just like anything else. You're doing a spirit world, but just like anything else, you know, if you're building a building, that's not easy either. So this, you can say, this is the same thing. You just gotta be strong and keep going forward. Yeah, it's hard, especially. You know, when you look at, you know, you wonder why we don't have our aliens yet and all of that. Of course, imagine many are aware why. But when you're dealing with a society, when you tell them they have guides, they have spirit guides, they have angels, and they say, none of that exists. I'm going to go watch HBO or whatever. That's all about spirit guides and angels and all that. That's majority of our society. It's like we tell them these things and they just shut it down. We tell them about you have psychic. Everybody has psychic abilities. Oh no, I don't. But yet I have a feeling about this. I have an intuitive energy that I use. They say they don't have anything. Yeah, and this is not a child race. This is a child race for sure. It's just, I don't know. It's not part of manipulations. You can break off. I mean, it's just the soul. It's just either you're ready for it or not, and most aren't ready. So that's why they have to treat us like children, basically, because we're acting like it. So not everybody is like that, but most are. It's just, it's about taking, I mean, you can realize the more you connect to your angels, your spirits, you actually do become more childlike because you're connecting more to your inner child. But you have all this knowledge and you know you can leave your body, go into astral. You can do it, and you feel the higher energies, and you feel like you're more alive than you've ever been before. So, childlike, but also very mature in what's going on. So, it's a different way. Yeah, it's a different way of looking at things. So, you're embracing your power. You're becoming stronger. So those that are very awake and very childish, just because they're just having fun, they understand the way things are. So it's great, you know. They start to see more through our reality, and it's tough here. It's definitely, yeah. That's when the aliens do arrive. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of souls going through a lot of lessons for sure. But I think aliens will help. Of course, some of them won't. But then again, they already are helping and not helping. We just don't see it. So, you know, just now we get to see it. And so anyway, yeah, not all the answers. For some are going to connect to the right species instantly. They know who they are. They know what they're doing. They'll connect to the right, and it'll just instantly snap right there. Be fine. Others, on the other hand, will need help, and that's what those that are aware of all this are here to do. Here to help others find the right path. Even if you do go on the wrong path, here to help you get you on the right path. And that's what this is all about. So yeah. Try not to sell like everything's going to be perfect. Far from it. From what I'm saying, it's going to be a nightmare. In some ways, it might be. For some, it might be. I mean, this world is like nuts already. And so when they start showing up in the skies, and they will, like majority will be positive. There'll be a few that are not, and they're going to be very, very clever. And judging by the lower energies of this world, many are going to fall for it very easily, depending on where you are. If they're not aware of all. So it's basically what I'm getting. If you go to the wrong direction, you'll get warnings. Don't go there. Don't do this. And you say, screw you. I'll be fine. Well, then that's your deal. You know, I think you'll get several warnings. I don't think it'll just be one. So yeah, it's going to be weird. I'm looking forward to it anyway. Yeah, it's like. But that's the reason why I'm going into this stuff, is to get more detail into it. So, as much as I can at this moment, they're obviously keeping a lot back. But more will come through over time. You can only do so much in one night. And but yeah, it's going to be a strange time in the world for sure. Dates are shifting, but they're testing, they're seeing where they can appear, where they can start to show up, basically. Let's see here. Yeah, because they work on us for a while, and then they kind of let us, give us information, and then they kind of sit back and see what we do with it. And so they give us a data dump, and then take a day off or 2 days and see what happens. Is what I'm getting. So, and they see possible timelines that are coming in different energies. So that's what's going on there. So yeah, all messages through channelings there have to be super clear. They're intended to be. And those that I am not clear, I'm glad they don't listen to me. They're not supposed to. They're not ready for it. Whatever I'm here to deliver, they're not ready for it. So I'm glad they're not here. They say I'm not queer, I'm not this, I'm not that. A lot of them want to be entertained, and that's fine. They think they have higher knowledge or whatever that means. But they're not supposed to be here with my connection, though. I don't want them here, basically. So whatever, it's more of like a service to self energy there. Not always, but sometimes. Yeah, they don't realize it either. I don't think so. Not until they see their true selves. This is more of a service. So you'd be surprised how much out there like that. Yeah, there's quite a bit of that, actually. They don't really show themselves here yet. But they say, I have all the knowledge, I have this and that. And it's more of a self versus self being. They're here to test us, basically. So they don't make themselves very clear, but it's actually quite. They're not. Yeah, they're there. Let's put it that way. So yeah, I don't really want them around anyway. So it's just as well. Yeah, definitely. I don't care if I'm not invited to anything again. I could care less. It's like I'm only there for those that want me there, and that's even if I don't really like the organization I'm going to channel with. So that put hints out like crazy. I'm not gonna go into details of that. So, but as for yeah, alien connections, basically, these are going to get. Yeah, once again, the next few months, things are going to start changing, for sure. But yeah, there's a lot of deceptive beings. Basically, some would be Zeta, but realize also they're not going to show up as Zeta as being. You're going to connect to beings that you feel that you're safe with. That's where the deception energies are going to be around. So be somebody that's very pretty and nice, and then you find out somebody that's not that. So. Once again, I think most people will be protected, but there's some that won't listen to the protection. So, something around those lines is what I'm getting. So, I think most people will, but they won't trust to protect those that are protecting them, and then go do their own thing, and then guess what? So, that's just the way it is. So, as for how this is going to go, obviously there's many serious scenarios. I know I go through this every day. But we're definitely getting closer. We are getting closer to something, for sure. And you'd be surprised how many souls don't want this to happen. Even in the spiritual community, I feel it. I'm embattling it. It's another thing that I do know where something's, even if I don't hear it verbally, I do connect. If I'm getting attacked, I know kind of where it's coming from, or a certain individual for that matter. Or organization, for that matter. I don't always know the full details of it. So if I know I'm getting negative feedback from somebody, either an attack, trying to shut me down, whatever it is, I get an image in my mind, I get something. So, and I've always had that. So, I know it's those that aren't, yeah. You might smile at your face, but actually there's something else going on. I've connected to quite a bit of that even in webinars in the past, so I kind of know. I know what's going on, and that makes it very difficult. It makes it very difficult, but it's a test too. It's good to know those things. It's very difficult also. You know there's something else going on that they're not showing, and you can feel it, and it's so uncomfortable. It's not always everybody, obviously. It's always certain individuals that I just know something's not right here. So that's another thing. It's not making this easy. Is you're just getting hit by stuff, especially when I'm out in the open for everybody. So so it's like, geez, it's weird. It's but then again, like if you're a politician or something like that, you get that to a certain degree, but I'm not sure how much they get. I pick up all kinds of stuff. So that's another thing why I get tired and drained and stuff like that. It's just it's part of the mission. But yeah, I feel I'm more here to bring the aliens in. Basically, I'm one of them at least to bring them in. To lay out things will be fine for the most part. It's not going to be perfect. Anybody have any messages? They're just watching all of this right now. But they are getting closer. I'm not sure when they'll make their appearance. I don't know what they're planning on. One thing about channeling, it's good, but also it's good that it's like a warm-up, but also to be able to actually see these beings and be around them is far better. It's like, channeling is great and everything. It's good. It really helps, but let me tell you, bringing them in is really where my focus is, as for physically having them here, for us to understand them and to find ourselves. Because AI is getting more. Oh yeah, I forgot. I was gonna put this in the title, but I don't want to get flagged by YouTube. Yeah, I forgot about this. It's in the social network actually. All right. we're going into that right now. For those that are new to all this, it's IvanTaller.com. We have private sessions here. It's open throughout the week, and I think Friday is open the most at this time. Most of the week's been closed down because of work and other situations. Google Hangout, Zoom, and channeling by phone. It's all recorded if you wish to. If not, that's okay too. We also have questions here. I'm still on the 10-day mark. I'm going as fast. Job situation kind of knocked that off. So I'm getting there. Just be strong. Sorry about the wait. I have to have my focus working too. I don't want to just give you a random reading. I want to give it all I can do. There's also other services here, and you also have other healers and channelers. So I'm going as fast as I can. This weekend I should be able to catch up better than last weekend. Last week I was in kind of a mission of sorts. And also they have the Jake comic. It's on his way. Here to bring smiles to everyone. Also do an updated video here that we'll eventually be putting on YouTube once I get around to it. They also have Spirit Social, the social network. Yeah, I'm not sure if anyone else has been here today. Maybe not. This I want to go into probably tomorrow. Project Marvin. It's basically Google is involved with this. It's part of the U.S. government. It is basically it's AI controlling drones. And how many out there are aware of AI running drones, or Google being involved with, for that matter? All right, so this is the J comic. Also, you feel the updates there also. So thank you for your support. Yeah, Google is. How many people know that Google is involved with the U.S. military? Probably not many, for good reason. I don't know if it's been 20 years or not. I don't know, but a lot of people are quitting Google because of their connection with the drone program. Basically, is AI running the drones. Sounds like James Cameron Terminator thing, right? Yeah, scary, isn't it? So yeah, things are getting weird. They've been going on in secret. I'm surprised they even made that public. So I'll go into that a little bit tomorrow. I wasn't going into it today, but yeah. So great. Yeah, as for, let's see, the U.S. Embassy opened up in Jerusalem. I'm not getting a whole lot on that. There's so much Anunnaki energy there. The deep state is there for sure. I believe there will be more peace in the Middle East. Just takes time. I believe there will be peace there. I'm not sure if moving embassy into Jerusalem means anything, but unfortunately there was Palestinians it sucks, but I don't know if it had anything to do with Iran. It's not really being very clear, but I believe it has to do with Syria in some regard. They're not being very clear about that either, but once again, you want the deep state, it's Israel. Part of it at least. Those are the major figures there. Of course they're done in secret. At least anyway, it's a game changer there. As for Russia and other places, of course. Yeah, the reptilian agendas are very strong there, of course. Basically, yeah, if you want an alien war, that's where it's at. It's basically, it does seem like a lot of negativity is, things are getting better, positive-wise. It's just, so there's going to be turmoil. The Middle East seems like it's going to crack open. That doesn't mean it's going to be war, but more knowledge of what's going on in the Middle East. As for alien beings, I'm not sure if they want to go into detail of all that. Probably not. There are some yellow beings that have been compromised. Of course, all beings have been compromised in some shape or form. But the yellow is very connected to our Illuminati for sure. It goes into the banker system and has a lot of negativity written all around it. So they're going through their tests also. And once again, there are channelers that have been compromised to not go into those certain details for a good reason. Well, it has something that has to do with safety, but also some of the aliens don't want to go into that either. There are some areas there that are shady for sure. Yeah, those beings like the Yaels, and they're all positive and wonderful. Tell me, they got a dark side, just like even the Arcturians have a dark side. They don't like talking about it, but it does exist. It's rare for the Arcturians, but it does exist. And then they are bad, they are vicious. And with Yael, it's a little bit more subtle, very more quiet. Don't talk about that. We don't want to hear you talk about it. You can talk about the Nordics being bad, but don't talk about the Yael being. But the Yael is very connected to our banking system. So they are not always. I mean, they're going through our experiences. I don't connect to them that much, but they are part of positivity. They're trying to heal. They're just like the Nordics. They're healing. They got a lot of stuff that they don't like talking about. Yeah, Federal Reserve has a lot of Yael energies around it too. Yeah. It's a lot of deep state stuff. So I mean, if they're our ancestors, they're just screwed up as we are. So they've been through a lot of stuff too. So it has a lot of. We're going through a lot of clearing our direction of where we're heading. And once again, it does feel like the Middle East is going to break open eventually. There's so much dense Illuminati energies there. It's just insane. It will implode, but not in a way that you might think, because it's going to be cracked open eventually of the mind control that's there over women, over abuse, over corruption with ISIS, terrorism. Imagine once we have no boogeyman to go after, the world will become another place. And they're using that as a boogeyman with ISIS. I'm not sure what else they're doing. They're running out of. I think it's becoming less and less where they can do that. You haven't heard much about that recently. You hear about it here and there. They want to show that they're still around. But once the Middle East becomes a less hostile environment, you have your new Earth. Well, eventually. It'll take some time, but yeah, they talk about us going to a higher ascension. The Middle East is not higher ascension energy. It is very low, and it's dictating where we're going. So, I'm not sure if moving embassy is going to help much. Yes and no, I guess. I guess change is good. Iran's on the Syria. They want peace in Syria. I mean, not just the aliens, but those on the positive forces, obviously. That is where the main energy is. Because once Syria no longer is a battleground, the Middle East will slowly evolve. It does seem in some areas. I'm not sure how it's going to work. Man, the Middle East is just a boiling point. It's about to explode, jeez. But not, I mean, North Korea has shifted. The Middle East is where it really needs a transition. Yeah, Yemen's not talked about much through the media. I mentioned that yesterday. Also, there's a lot of, I talked about yesterday about the matrix energies. Well, Yemen is an area where the matrix does break down, because it gets to a point where I'm not sure if they see anything in the skies or not. Maybe. There's not much media attention there for good reason. It does seem like in the area of Yemen is where the matrix is kind of strong and also weak. And it's going through a lot of, not to say you see a major change, but I'm not sure. But there's a weakness there in the matrix, let's put it that way. Let's put it that way. So I'm not sure if they really see anything. They see like an alien ship flying by, or see Neptune right next to us. I don't know, but that's where the matrix is weak. So the reason why they don't want people there. Seems like one of the reasons too. I don't think it's a tourist destination from what I can tell. It doesn't mean you have to see things, but just it's a doorway. Yeah, it is definitely a doorway. And I think it just got stronger from what I feel here. So, it's a doorway to another place for sure. It's a wormhole energy. Yeah, Yemen is kept out of the news, kept out of everything. Saudi Arabia is playing obviously elite, so they're not giving me a whole lot of details of anything else of what's going on there. But Yemen, I have to look that up later. Yeah, Yemen is definitely an area of once the Middle East transitions into a higher energy, it becomes less hostile. You got So I don't think there's a lot of black projects are done in Yemen for sure. A lot of beings coming and going, definitely there. It's an entry point. It's a major entry point. Yep. Now it doesn't mean people are seeing aliens walking around, not at all. But that is where they're coming in, where they're leaving. A lot of the war energies, but not all of them. There are positive ones there too. So it's a little bit of everything. It is an opening there for sure. Grand Canyon has it too, but it's obviously not so hostile. But the Matrix is living pretty good there. That's another entry point. But yeah, you're normally not going to see anything there. There are a lot of alien sightings there, I believe, but who's there to see it? They do make their appearances. But Yemen's definitely a place that I'll have to go look into that more. So, alright, I better get going. I got a long day tomorrow. Gotta get 6 hours of sleep, something like that. Alright, blessings to everyone. The whole thing with Google, I'll try to go into that more. I'm not sure if there's anything else to go into that, but yeah, Google doesn't talk about their government connections, do they? There's probably a whole lot more, but yeah, that's the way it is. Alright, take care, everyone. Blessings. Have a great night.